Hello. Welcome to Wealth Alchemy, episode 4. I don't know why we started calling these things episodes, but it is what it is. And we will share to the magical life. We will... Thank you. Thanks.
You want me to bring the gear?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks. Okay, my staff brought me some water, so that's amazing. Now we're ready to do this damn thing. Here's my face. You can see it. Here I am. Hello, Nicole. Feeling a little sing-songy today. Listen, I'm letting all of the noise and all of the loudness out right now because I have to be silent for 24 hours. Can you even imagine me being silent for 24 hours? It's not gonna happen. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be like audio memoing all my clients and they'll probably just get a barrage of messages when we get our internet back. So for those not in the know, I am in Bali. If this is your first time watching, please say hi. Tell me where you're watching from. I guess I should hurry and share this to my business page. Oh, are we gonna leave out Instagram today? We were gonna Instagram. I feel that we should Instagram. It's Silent Day in Bali tomorrow. We'll talk about it in just a second. Hold on. I'm gonna go get my other tripod. We're going to not leave out Instagram. Hold, please. Okay, I'm back. Listen, my Instagram tripod is much better. I need to order another one of these for my phone, I guess. They're just, I don't like my new tripod very much for my phone. Just got home from a business discussion. Give me all the money goodness. All right, we're doing it. We're gonna give all the money goodness. If I can get the tripod, the tripod, it's called the tripod. And the iPad and the tripod is what Jack calls it. Okay, we have to get the iPod pad, whatever the fuck this thing's called, out of the case. Okay, let's not be rude to Instagram and forget them. It's not nice. Not nice at all. Okay. Oh. Sorry, you guys on Facebook are having to see my neck. You know, I try to have my shit together, but it really is just a hot mess express over here. And it is what it is. So if you follow me, then you know, then you're in the know. If you're in the know, you're in the know, right? I know, it's just a mess. This is why I need a live-in assistant. I've gone from thinking that I needed just an assistant. Whoa, see? At least the people on Facebook are used to me being a hot mess. You guys are not even like thinking twice, unless you're new to me, in which case you're probably like, what is wrong with this woman? Okay, live. Let's find a beautiful filter. Whoa. Oh my God, this is comedy. This is why I didn't set it up, because I wanted you guys to just be laughing your asses off at me while I was trying to get my shit together here, over here. All right, I don't even know. I look really washed out on Instagram right now. Okay. What's happening here? This is just crazy. It's entertaining though, huh? Okay. Are we ready? We just went live on Instagram. We're going live on Instagram. It says it's checking connection. Nope, it says we're live. We're live on Instagram. Hello, Instagram. We're here with day 4, episode 4, Wealth Alchemy. Yeah, oh, Sean says he's on it. I feel that I need a live-in assistant. I just cannot, I am not good at setting up tripods or any of the things. Like it's not my cup of tea. It is not my strength. My strength is delivering the content. My strength is not setting up for the content. Besides the fact that I feel if we had a live-in assistant, they literally could follow Jack around and film him all day, and we would totally have like the most popular YouTube channel of all time. I feel that we could like hugely monetize it, which is fitting for this actual Wealth Alchemy live stream today, because we can monetize our 4-year-old, who is literally, I believe, is like probably should be everyone's guru Jack. And yeah, so live-in assistant applications being taken now, but you have to live in Bali. You have to come and live in Bali. If that sounds appealing and awesome to you, then reach out and touch someone. Okay, I'm gonna go back and read all the comments of the people on Facebook who were laughing their ass off at me because I literally, oh, hey, Nicole. I literally just knocked my tripod over like 3 times trying to get the Instagram stream set up. Oh my God. Okay. Hi to all the people on Facebook, and hi to all the people on Instagram. I'm gonna need to scroll with this hand so I don't block. I believe in you. You can do it. I'm gonna try to be mostly silent. It's going to be difficult. I really am gonna try. I don't know how well. Calm your petticoats down. Yeah, Sean actually probably is way better at setting up, would be way better at setting up the equipment. But here's the thing, like I forget. So I've been really good at remembering that we were doing double Instagramming the last 2 days. And then I forgot. And then, so then we got on Facebook, and then I was like, we can't leave out the Instagram people. They want to hear about Wealth Alchemy on day 4. But listen, I don't even have a topic today. I really don't. I mean, I'm just on here. I'm just going to riff. And I forgot yesterday to post my little Q&A, unless we've got some questions that I haven't seen. Post a question sticker to your story. Yeah, let's do it. Let's post a question sticker. How do we do it? Is it because I don't have any right now that it's not letting me do it? I don't know. What are your questions? So, guest house or pool house? It's just all kinds of shenanigans happening over on Facebook. You can't live in the backyard. They're gonna have to live in the guest room. Okay, so I don't have a topic. I have tons of things that I want to riff on. I have tons of things that I want to talk about. But if you have a question, go ahead and drop that into the comments now on Instagram or Facebook, and we'll answer questions as well, right? As we're going along. So I did have what's my favorite currency to have in my wallet and purse? Multiple. I like to have multiple currencies. Should we grab my wallet and see what currencies are in there? Hold on one second. Okay. Here's my awesome Tory Burch wallet that I love so much. It's old and I love it. In fact, I went to go get a new Louis Vuitton wallet, or we were looking at Louis Vuitton stuff, and I thought maybe I'll get a Louis Vuitton wallet. And then I didn't. Okay, so currently I have pesos. I don't even know how much this is. Like, 10 cents. I have pesos. I have, well, technically my rupiah is actually not in my wallet. I have American coins. I have pesos. I have rupiah coins. I have, there's a rupiah. You guys all know what American coins look like. I was talking about this. What was I was talking about this on the Wealth Alchemy thing yesterday. There's my jade coin that I keep in my wallet. See, right there, there's my ritual. You just got to witness it firsthand. I don't have Australian dollars. I thought I had Australian dollars in here. I have to say that I actually think Australian money is my favorite. I think it's really cool that you can crumple it up and it just pops right back to where it was. I've had a lot of different currency in the last few months go through my hand and go through my wallet. What's the Singapore currency called? I've had the Singapore currency. I've had rupiah. I've had American dollars. I've had pesos. I probably had some Thai money. I don't know what that money is either though. So I love Aussie money though. I'm all about it. I need to come back and get some more. I know. Well, listen, we really want to come to Perth. So when we're in Perth, we'll come see you, Nicole. Okay, so that was one question. When you're doing all the things and the money is slow coming in, how do you speed that shit up? Well, I think it's always about getting clarity on what's out of alignment, right? So first of all, are you really truly clear on the amount of money that you desire to be bringing in? That would be my first question. Have you decided that that is the amount of money that you're bringing in, period? And are you in complete alignment with that? The stress is choking me right now because I'm sitting on it too low. Hold on. Listen, I'm not gonna do boober reel. You guys just got to see like up close and, oh, that's better. Oh, it was like pulling me back because I was sitting on it weird. Okay. Oh my God, so crazy. So are you in complete alignment with the amount of money that you desire to be making? I don't know how you're doing it. If you're doing it on a daily basis, if you're doing it on a weekly basis, or if you're doing it on a monthly basis. So I have recently switched. I used to always set my money goals in monthly amounts, and I've actually recently switched, and I've now set a daily financial goal. And it's like, I will make a minimum of this much cash in hand, right? Or not in hand, cash charged. So it's like, in most cases it's charged because my payments come through a payment portal, but it's like transaction complete per day is how I'm doing my income right now. And I just switched that because I wanted to try something new, and it was a stretch for me. So while I was like, it was really easy for me to set a goal around like, okay, we'll just use like $50,000 as an amount. I'm gonna make $50,000 a month. It was easy for me to get my head around that, but it was really difficult for me to get my head around, I'm gonna make a certain amount of money every single day of the month, and that's it, right? Like, that's just my minimum, right? At minimum, I'm going to make this much every single day. And so because I'm always stretching my mindset, I'm always trying to tweak the inner game, which is what we talked about yesterday, that's what that's about for me, right? It's like, okay, so right now my goal is $2,550 a day, and that's it. Like, I'm energetically only available for that minimum every single day. Now, does it mean I'm hitting that every day? No, some days I've hit way over it. Some days I've hit under it. I'm probably averaging about that right now, but it's like, that is what I desire to be my new reality, is that I minimum make $2,550 transactionally, in like transaction completed on a daily basis. Doesn't matter if I have a day off, doesn't matter if it's a weekend, doesn't matter if I haven't done a damn thing. Like, that is what I expect, and that's what I'm putting out to the world. So if the money is slow coming in, it means that you are out of alignment somewhere. It means that there's a block somewhere. It means that you're out of integrity somewhere. It means that something needs to be tweaked. So the first thing I would always ask yourself is, first of all, what's the amount of money that you want to make? And then make a list of all the ways that you could potentially bring that money in. So are you missing, are there missed revenue opportunities? So that would be probably my first place that I would tell you to go. So how are you making all your money? What are you bringing in? What do you desire to what do you desire to have come in? And what are all the ways that that can happen? Now, you also hear me all the time say, don't worry about the how, that you don't need to worry about the how. You don't need to worry about how that money is going to come in. And that's the truth. And at the same time, think about ways that what are the potential ways that it can come in, and you don't get attached to any particular one, but obviously taking action shows the universe that you're serious and that you're not willing to accept anything less than whatever it is that you're putting out there as your energetic minimum. Okay. Oops. Am I missing anything? Okay, so we've got some questions on Instagram, so let's go. I want to know your biggest budgeting tip. I'm a big budgeter and it's helped me manifest so much within 1 year. What's your biggest thing with it? Okay, so what we do in my family, and we actually were just having a conversation about this recently because we've fallen away from it a little bit, and we're now reining it back in, because as you do, right, when things start going well financially, it's like you're really quick. The first thing that goes is like your like responsible money patterns, right? But we have a percentage tool that we use. So, and in fact, like I would be happy to share this. My husband actually handles that, so I could get the exact percentages of what we're using right now. But it's like something like 50% of our money goes to our nut. So that's our, our house, our car, our expenses, all of that stuff, kids' tuition, things like that. So 50% goes to our nut. Then the kids get, let's see, I think 10% goes to investments, 10% to 10% to investments, 10% to charity, 10% to Sean, 10% to me, 10% to the kids, 50% to our nut. That is how I believe that we're doing it right now. And right now, while we're in a place where we're paying off debt, investment money goes to debt. So investment money goes to debt, 10% to, is that right? Sean gets 10, I get 10, kids get 10. That's discretionary income. That's like spending however we desire, right? Then 10% to charity. Those numbers can't be right. It must be, I'll get it from Sean and then I'll talk about it on the next episode exactly what it is. He may be over here. I don't think he is. I think he dropped off. Because we are allotting a certain percentage towards savings. So I know we're not doing investing, but we are saving, and then we're also doing debt. But this works really well for us, because one of the things that we really found is like we need our own discretionary spending income that isn't affecting anything else in our budget and in our house. And that's been really productive for us to just, like, we've got the percentages, and then whatever comes in, it's like that amount goes to each of the percentages. Right now we're playing a little bit of catch up because we had a huge amount of expenses. So we've got some, there's some things that, some of it's considered not, some of it's business expense, that are getting paid, but then those principles we follow pretty closely and they work really well. And I will tell you that when we follow them strictly, it seems like there's always plenty of money. understand the journaling thing better now. Also realizing I'm budgeting down to the cent. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I like the percentages for us, I feel like are really, really helpful. Like they just, it feels like it feels like freedom. And so for me, it's like, I have a real hard time feeling constricted. I don't like feeling restricted. I don't like feeling constricted. And in fact, like whenever I start to feel financial restriction, I tend to make a lot of money because I'm like, oh, I don't like that feeling. I don't like feeling like I have to limit my spending. I don't like feeling constricted. I don't like feeling like that at all. And so when we really have, like when we're using that budgeting and we're using it like really, really well. Okay, so Sean, what are our numbers right now? So Sean just hopped back on. He's on Facebook, so we'll ask him. And I was just saying that like we've gotten away from this because we had all these unexpected expenses and we're getting back into it, but we're catching up on some business expenses right now. But what are the ideal numbers that we do? Because I was getting confused. We have like the nut, then we have 10% you, 10% me, 10% kids discretionary, 10% charity, and then I think 10% savings, but then we also had a debt amount that we were paying. And then so is it 40% nut? 10% debt, 10% savings, 10 you, 10 me, 10 kids, 10 charity? I don't know. He's going to tell us in a minute. Yeah, I know we had 50% nut, but are we doing our whole 50% towards the nut? He's writing the numbers, so as soon as he has them in there, then I'll tell you guys about it. Oops. So, but when the budgeting is in place, it feels like freedom. And, 10%? Okay, he's putting them in. I'm not going to read them as he's typing them. I'm going to like wait till he puts it all in, and then I'll tell you guys instead of just going over the numbers and over the numbers and over the numbers again and again and again and again and again. Jamie, could a spiritual blockage hinder a financial success? And would you go about clearing that? So, it depends on what you mean by spiritual blockage. I definitely think we have a lot of emotional conditioning and patterning around money, a lot of programming around money. And yes, absolutely, those programs and that conditioning can keep us from financial success. I am a spiral practitioner, so I use spiral clearing technique to do the clearing that I do around money, wealth, and receiving. And this is a big part of like what my program Ouroboros is going to be about, is actually going in and not only doing the emotional clearing around the blocks and the conditioning, but then we're also really going to be looking at deprogramming around all of the societal dogma and the programming that's been put into us since we were little kids. Everyone's still laughing about saying nut. Nut, not like nut sack, like nut, like your financial nut, right? Like overhead, or like, you know, it's just our like household expenses, like our house payment, our car payment, our, you know, food, whatever else we pay for, tuition, whatever else we pay. Budgeting was intense for me at first. When I explained it to friends, they're like, whoa, but really anyone can do it, and seriously helps me feel so much calmness when I don't spend on shit I shouldn't. Well, okay, so here are the numbers. Nut equals cost of living. Get your minds out of the gutter. Okay, 10% charity, 10% investments and savings. Right now, 15% is going to debt and 10% to charity and savings. Okay, so that is what we're doing. Kids get 5%, Sean gets 10, I get 10. So those are the numbers. Okay. Deconditioning in progress. Awesome. Who else has questions? Oh, I was gonna, Crips Conrad, what is your first name? Because I'm pretty sure it's not Crips. A nutsack of money. Oh my God. He's not reading. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm not saying the numbers right, but you guys get the gist, right? He's given me like 10 million numbers, so I don't know what the numbers are. He knows what the numbers are. I know that my discretionary income is 10% generally. Here's the thing. I was not spending my 10%. Like, I was having 10% discretionary income, and I freaked out when he told me I was only getting 10% discretionary income. I was like, I cannot live on 10% discretionary income. That's bullshit. I object. And then I agreed to do it. And then, like, before I knew it, like, I had so much discretionary income that I wasn't even spending it. I was like, I couldn't actually spend my 10%. And, you know, and then that's awesome too, because then it's like, sometimes if I want something bigger, then I can spend on that and feel good about it. But that is what we do for budgeting in our household. We'll probably talk more about that in, mastering your spiritual money game, because it's an important piece, I think. I need to do better at paying off debt and savings. That's what I struggle with. However, I just got back on my feet. I live off $2,000 a month. Okay, so Chrissy. Okay, so this is Chrissy. So Chrissy, the first thing is, what I'd really encourage you to do is change your languaging a little bit. And I love that you said, like, I wish, and then you were not wish, you changed it to will. But here's some things, like, I need to do better at paying off. And then this is what I struggle with. So languaging is so important when we are talking about money and finance and wealth and receiving and anything in the energetic vibration of money and finance. You've got to watch your language. So need to do better mean you never will. If you continue to say I need to do better, or I'm going to try to, or when I have enough, I will, none of that shit's ever going to happen. So it's just like, I'm now paying off debt and putting money in savings. And it's never a struggle, right? Like, saying something is a struggle will perpetuate a struggle. So it's never a struggle. It's just, this is what I'm doing now. This is how I'm serving myself. This is how it's helping me. This is how I'm empowering myself. This is how I'm owning my money story. This is how I'm changing my money story. But it's no struggle. No, it's hard. No, I can't afford. No, when I have the money, I will. Or as soon as I can afford to, I will. Those two are probably two of the sneakiest languaging issues and problems that there are, because it doesn't really seem like it's that big of a deal to say, when I have the money, I will, or as soon as I can afford to, I will, but you're literally like, you're not ever going to achieve it. So a better thing to say, like, is I'm choosing not to invest in that right now. Or because the truth is, when there's a will, there's a way. You'll always find a way to afford something if you really truly want it, right? So sacrifices can be made. I mean, if you're a woman, you know, at some point in your life, you wanted a $200 pair of jeans. Maybe it was a $70 pair of jeans, but you wanted an expensive pair of jeans and you didn't have any money, and somehow you ended up with those fucking jeans, right? Like, it just happens. You will find a way when you want to make something happen. So, and the universe knows that, right? The universe knows that if something is really truly meant to be and it's soul aligned for you, you're going to fucking find a way to make it happen. So when you say things like, I can't afford to, or when I have the money, I will, or when I can afford to, I will, it's never going to happen. So really just watch it, right? Watch the languaging. Watch where you're setting yourself up for failure. Sean says he's putting the numbers in one box, but I haven't seen them come through yet. So as soon as he does, then I'll actually, okay, here it is. Nut, 50%. Savings and investments, 15%. Charity, 10%. 10, me. 10, him. 10, kids. But because we are in debt right now, 15% is going to debt. 10% is going to savings, and we are giving money away out of our discretionary income. Our main charity money has been giving to villages and people on low incomes in Bali. Yes. Okay. So there you have what we're doing right now. What can you replace the language with to something that you can actually get behind and believe? Well, it depends on what it is. So give me some examples, right? Like, give me some examples of where your languaging you feel like is getting in your way. This is a great, I mean, obviously like this day was on languaging, I feel like. Languaging and budgeting, right? Those were the two topics that I didn't know we were going to talk about, but now we are. So give me some examples of where you feel like your languaging is getting in the way and where you're not sure how you could energetically get behind, and then I'll help you work through it. So Chrissy says, I went from getting evicted, newly single mom, to manifesting an awesome apartment downtown and not depending on anyone to help me. I have to go to sleep. Thanks for this. I am. Fist bump. Okay, awesome, Chrissy. I'm glad you joined us. I can't afford. When I have the money, I will. Well, so I gave a couple of examples of those. So here, like if it's like I can't afford, I'm choosing not to invest in that at this time. So if somebody asks you to go do something and it's out of your budget, or, you know, if you have that, oh, I can't afford that, then really look at it for what it is. I'm choosing to spend my money somewhere else right now. That's really not in alignment for me right now. That's really not going to work for me right now. I mean, those are things that you can say to people, right? But to yourself, I'm choosing not to invest in that right now. I think is the best version of that, right? I'm choosing not to spend in that way right now. And then for the when I have the money, I will part, it's just simply, I will purchase that at some point. I will have that. I am going to have that. I am manifesting that. I am creating financial abundance and prosperity in my life to call that thing in. I am, yeah. So it's just like, not when I have the money, I will, or when I can afford it, I will. It's just, this is what's happening. I am creating the money to do this. Triggered big time. What's triggering you, Jamie? Amazing, Chrissy. I'm so glad. If I'm triggering you, good, I'm doing my job. That's what should be happening, right? I feel like if Instagram was over here, I wouldn't be only looking at one version of the people. And I could be looking at both, maybe. I don't know. Listen, it's just not perfect. It was much better out in the living room. So from now on, I'm going to do it out in the living room. Oh, the budgeting is triggering. Yeah, well, it triggered me too. Ask my husband. When he very first proposed this, I was like, this is not going to work. I was so upset. I felt so constricted. I was just like, it was horrible. And then I realized that it wasn't. It was actually amazing and awesome. So I was wrong. He was right. I have said it publicly across all of the interwebs, on all the social medias. My husband was right. I was wrong. There you have it. So, okay, what else should we chat about? I threw something at him? I probably did. He's like, you threw something at me. What was it? What did I throw? Oh my God. Sean is here to help you with your budgeting needs should you need help budgeting. No option to react on Facebook. Somebody else has been telling me that like they're having a hard time commenting on my stuff on Facebook. I don't know what's happening. It's Mercury retrograde. That's all I know. So everything is crazy and messed up and not the way it should be. Okay. So I do want to, I know what I was telling you. So in the night last night, in the middle of the night, I woke up with a download, which I was super excited about. Not that I was being woken up in the middle of the night for the downloads. I usually prefer that they not come in the middle of the night, but this was a big one that obviously needed to come through, so I am excited about that. And here's the thing. Yeah, we have not put the course information in. All right. I was in this language thing, wealth and being in debt is hard for me to speak. Okay, well, if you have specific questions around, I think it's Reagan, is that right? I don't know what your first name is, but if you have specific languaging questions, we can work through them on here. Super happy to do that. Okay, so Sean said, 5 weeks after your episode about the budget, we had our tickets to Bali and you walked into my office and said how glad you were that we switched to magic in, math out. Yeah, okay, so that's what we do. That's actually our philosophy as a family is magic in, math out. And I'm the magic and Sean is the math, and I'm the feminine and he's the masculine. So there's all the associations there. But the way we bring money in is by magic, and the way we put money out is by math and logic. And also like universal laws, right? So the giving, the charity part, and we also really believe in the principle of circulating money, and that in circulating money, we put money out, it comes back in. And I definitely am magicking my money out all the time. As you know, I think we talked about it yesterday. I'm constantly writing that every dollar I spend comes back to me times 10. And so I do magicking on the out as well. But the principles that we live by, the financial principles that we live by is magic in, math out. Okay, so do you guys want to know about the download? Are you ready to hear about the download or what? So here is the deal. And I have to update the sales page, which my appointment right after this just happened to cancel. So I'm going to be able to go do that now. Woke up in the middle of the night, got the download that on today's episode, I needed to tell you guys about Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game, which is my 4-week course that's getting ready to launch in April. Well, it's in launch officially as of right this minute. But it will be starting in April, 4/4 most likely, because, fours. And we will get back and answer this question in just a minute on Instagram. So the download was that I was to put this program out into the world today on this live stream. And in the middle of the night, I was like, well, I'm not prepared to do that. The lead page isn't even done. Then I remembered that the lead page actually is done. It just doesn't have all the info in it. So there's a skeleton lead page here, which actually has quite a bit of info, but not all of the detailed program information. But it will shortly, because as soon as I get off this live stream, I'm going to go put the detailed program information in, and then you're going to have the whole big thing, lead page thingy. I don't really like lead pages, But listen, people seem to like them, so we still do them. Here was the download, though. One, that the program needed to be unleashed to the world today. Two, that we are going to do something that I've never done before that I'm really excited about. I don't know why we're doing this. Again, this is divine guidance. So we're following divine guidance. We are not letting our mental problems get in the way. Yes, and if you signed up for Money Mentality Makeover under my affiliate link, you actually already have Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game. It was a bonus gift to you, along with a group wealth clearing session that we need to get scheduled, actually, Mallory. Yes, so unfortunately, if you've already been given the gift, then you are not eligible to sign up for this amazing thing that I'm about to talk about, but here we go. This is what's going to happen. We've been instructed by the powers that be, the divine, that anybody that signs up for Money Mentality Makeover, Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game by Sunday is going to get entered into a drawing to win the complete Ouroboros program. So those of you that have been watching Wealth Alchemy, you know about my super intensive 12-week emotional clearing and deprogramming program, Ouroboros. I've been talking about it. It's going to be dope. Anyone who signs up for Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game, not only will you get Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game, but you will also be entered into a drawing to win the complete Ouroboros program. So, and there's still an early bird offer in place until Sunday as well. So Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game is $555. You can get it for $444 between now and Sunday. And you get entered in to win the complete Ouroboros program. Now, listen, Alexis. If you want to enter this drawing, and you did get Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game as a bonus with me, let's chat. I'll figure something out. If you want to do this, we can give you a different course or a credit towards a different program is probably what we would do, is give you a credit towards any other upcoming program if you want to do this. And if you want to do this, then you could just go ahead and buy Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game, and we would give you, in fact, let's just say that. We would give you a $444 credit towards another program of your choosing at a future date. So that. So Mallory, I don't even know if this is working though. What's even happening? Do we even have the things? Are we even able to be promoting this thing right now? Is the Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game lead page connected to the Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game payment link on Zoho? And have I created the coupon? I'm pretty sure I did. Let's look. I don't even know. I'm launching stuff. I don't even have like the things put in place. Okay, let's answer this question on Instagram. Okay. What do you believe around being in debt and speaking about wealth as well? Oh, yeah, that's an easy one for me to answer. I never was in debt, spoke about wealth freely. Since in debt, I find it harder to speak about wealth, but I love to find out how to transform. Okay, so we have a ridiculous amount of debt because we had a business that crashed and had personal guarantees on some of our investments, and learned a lot of things the hard way in this business. I guess I'll just leave it at that. But we lost $3 million, ended up $1 million in debt. And so we have a substantial amount of debt. We will have it paid off by the end of 2019. That is the goal. That is what's happening. There is nothing that is the only acceptable option, is that it will be paid off by the end of 2019. But we have a significant amount of debt. And like, that is life, right? And so, and you get debt for for different reasons and for, in different ways. So sometimes we invest in education, right? And we have student loans, or we invest in personal development and we have credit card debt or debt to, payment plans or things like that to the people that we've invested in spiritual development. Sometimes we're investing in business development or in consultants for our business, and we have debt from that. So for me, it's like debt can either have a negative connotation that we allow to just hang over our head, or debt can be something that we've chosen to do to help us in whatever place we were at in our life. And sometimes we can look back on that debt and say, wow, I wish I hadn't done that. So some of the debt that we have that we're paying off this year, I definitely, hindsight's 2020. And I look back and I say, wow, I wish I hadn't done that. But I made the best decision in the moment that I knew how to make. So instead of beating myself up about that and saying, oh my God, why did you do that? You were such an idiot. It's like, it's only a mistake if I don't learn a lesson from it. And so with the debt that we have accumulated through the losing of this business, trying to save of the business and then the losing of the business, which was addiction treatment, by the way, for those of you that don't know. How I look at that is that, yes, would I have done some of it differently? Absolutely. Did I learn a very valuable and expensive lesson that I won't let repeat itself? Yes, absolutely. If I take every opportunity, and I really do believe it's an opportunity, right? Because if it wasn't for the crashing of that business and it wasn't for all of that debt and it wasn't for all of the constriction I felt around that, I wouldn't have started this business, and this business would not be as successful as it is. And I really, truly believe that. I would not have fully stepped into my soul purpose. I had to be extremely uncomfortable, because that's the only way that I shift and change in that way. So really expensive lesson. Sometimes lessons are expensive. I do not beat myself up over my debt. Right now, I'm busting my ass and working my ass off and building this business that I love, and being out in the world teaching people about wealth and financial and money principles so that they too can be in this place where they're making amazing money and they're able to pay off substantial amounts of debt if they have it. Because that is my purpose work and that is my passion, and that's why I'm on this planet. And so as a result, it is like a blessing, right? So the debt is a blessing, and I can choose to look at the debt as a blessing and a lesson, and know that, like, as this business grows and expands and becomes a multi-million-dollar business, that I'll never make that mistake again, because I already learned it, right? And so the debt, in essence, was a blessing and is a blessing. And it helped me start budgeting. It helped me be able to start communicating about financial stuff without it being difficult. Because financial discussions growing up in my family were always the cause of fighting and upsetness and tears. And, it was very, very difficult to, really, really difficult to talk about money. And I was never taught anything about money. So the blessing in that is that now, for the most part, Sean and I had a little rub about a financial thing today, but it was just like, it was literally like me wanting something immediately and him being like, no, we need to wait. I need to go look at this. And it was funny because it wasn't actually something for me. It was like, I want to pay all these things right now. And he was just like, well, I got to make sure there's enough money to pay all those things. I'm like, no, I want to pay all these things, so it's like, this isn't like me wanting my discretionary income. This is like me wanting to pay contractors and pay bills, right? But now conversations around money are not difficult, and they almost never involve tears. I don't even remember the last time I cried about a financial thing, other than me being hard on myself because I'm not making as much money as I would like, right? Like, that happens still sometimes. Even though I'm just like wildly blessed in this business and financially, it's not even funny. But we are definitely going to be talking about debt in Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game. Like, this is something that's so important, is you get a choice how you look at the debt. You get to choose. And your choice about how you feel about and look at the debt actually really, really affects your relationship with money, wealth, and receiving. Because if you're resentful of the debt, it's really difficult for you to make money. It's really difficult for you to receive money. It's really difficult for you to pay off the fucking debt if you have resentment around it. And that's just it, right? Yeah, of course. And here's the thing about me, like, I'm transparent, I'm an open book, like, listen, Sean and I were telling you about the argument we just had, like, moments before this live stream began. I'm always going to share, because in the journey comes that's the growth, right? In the journey. And now I lost my train of thought. No, I was saying we're definitely going to talk about the debt thing in Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game, because how you look at the debt, how you look at the, your energetic feelings around debt and your conditioning around debt and your, your programming around what debt is can either make or break your ability to make money. And if you went into the debt being like, oh, I feel good about this, I want to invest in myself, and now you find yourself going, oh my God, I feel like I'm in over my head, go back to the feeling of why you got in the debt in the first place. Go back to the feeling of why you chose to invest in yourself. Write out all the amazing things that happened as a result of investing in yourself that way. Go back to the feeling of the empowerment that came from entering into the debt, and then simply make a choice that you're going to be supported by the universe to pay the debt off. And that's it. Okay. As soon as you got the go-ahead, I looked back and recommitted to doing my best to stay calm during tough conversations. That's always it, right? Yeah, and here's the thing, like, this is the problem, right? The problem is that we judge ourselves. It is the self-judgment. That's the biggest thing. And again, this is the programming. Like, this is the stuff that we're really going to be hitting hard in Ouroboros, and that we're also going to be talking on and touching on in Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game. It's the programming. We are programmed to judge ourselves around debt, but also programmed to actually live in a society where it's damn near impossible not to get into debt. So we're programmed to get into the debt, and then we're programmed to judge ourselves about the debt, right? When in fact, it's just a fucking financial transaction. Money is a neutral resource. So in essence, debt is fucking neutral. It's neither good nor bad. You're just choosing to assign an energetic vibrational frequency to the debt. I never was in debt, spoke about wealth. Oh, we already answered that. Okay, let's go down. Your attitude about money, debt, wealth is inspiring. Thank you. Thank you for sharing so openly. You're welcome. Talked about the judgments, marriage on the ocean, and investing in, yeah, Rich Hot Empire with Kat. I'm sure that was an amazing investment. All investments with Kat are it, right? Okay, I do my best to pay off the debt with the same joy and energetic vibration we had when we borrowed it. Yeah, well, and it's like, even if it was a mistake, the paying off of it can be done in a way where you're like ecstatic. So every time you're paying that, even if it's a minimum payment on a credit card right now, right? If every time you're making a minimum payment on a credit card, you're writing that check or you're submitting that payment with gratitude and with you're putting a really positive, amazing energetic frequency behind the paying off the debt, it's going to be easier to pay off more debt. And then, the other thing too is, like, when you take on debt, this is really important. Evaluate why you're taking on the debt. And if it's a soul yes, then just let it be a soul yes. And then don't beat yourself up about it later. And if you find that you made a mistake, we all make mistakes, but really, truly, it's only a mistake if you don't learn from the lesson. Okay, so Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game has officially been unleashed to the world. One lucky person that signs up by Sunday is going to be put in a drawing to win the complete Ouroboros program, which is my 12-week intensive, all the way intensive, all the way intensive, not for the faint-hearted, wealth, money, and receiving, deprogramming, emotional clearing, fuck tons of content program. And let me tell you a little bit about Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game for those that are not in the know. Oh, except Mallory just opened it in another browser, so now I can't read it. So now we're gonna kick her out. We're kicking you out, Mallory. And then we're gonna get off and go eat our lunch and update the sales page, right? Whoa. Jeez, Facebook. Calm your petticoats down. All right, let me tell you a little bit about, maybe. Someone was in it. I feel like now the audio and video don't match. That happens sometimes and it's super funny. It looks like an old karate movie. Well, I'm trying to get to the Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game class and my damn internet's not working. Mother trucker. Yeah, we've been riffing on money. So what have we talked about today? We've talked about debt, we've talked about budgeting, we've talked about languaging. So Mallory, on the description on Facebook, will you put in those 3 things? That's what we talked about in this episode, please. I'm trying to get into the Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game class so I can pull up the course information on the new program so that I can read it to you. So annoying. So, Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game is going to be all about how to keep your inner money game on point, how to identify when programming is getting in your way and get rid of that and release it, right? So some of the things that we're going to be talking about: money is an energetic frequency and how we match our frequency to it. There will be money meditations. There will be money mantras. We will be identifying and clearing your current money identity. We will be identifying your big why. So the big why for why you actually desire to call in the amount of money you want to call in. I did, Nicole. I haven't had time to listen to it yet. We'll be talking about understanding manifestation, or in other words, how to manifest shit, how to stop manifesting shit you don't want. Yeah, Mercury retrograde, I'm sure, is fucking with all of the technology today. So, we will talk about, in Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game, mastering the ultimate manifestation tool of surrendering. We will be covering EFT tapping for receiving. We will have a group intention circle, which is one of the most powerful ways I've found to manifest. I'm doing this in some of my big group programs right now. We will talk about the self-worth and negative self-talk correlation. We will have rituals. We will talk about feminine versus masculine receiving. We will talk about the universal law of giving. We will be doing money tracking. We will talk about the art of holding on loosely. And so much more. And I wish that I could actually get into the class so that I could give you the course content. But if it's something that sounds interesting to you and you want a chance at being the person that is going to win the full 12-week intensive program, coming straight from the divine, that little gift to someone, then you definitely want to get signed up by Sunday for 2 reasons. 1, you may get entered into winning the full program, and 2, you get $111 off until Sunday. So I will be posting more information on Instagram and on Facebook about this later today. I don't know. Let me just check and see if we actually have. Let's see. I'm not sure if this thing does not appear to be working. Oh no, it is. Let's make sure. And then let's make sure I've actually put the coupon code in. The coupon, oh, Mallory got the course content. Oh, that is the course content. I just talked about it. No, is that from what I posted in the class? Listen, we're super confused. Oh, EB Money, as in early bird money. EB Money is the coupon code to save $111 off. And Mallory, will you drop the lead page in the comment section of Facebook live stream? If you are watching from Instagram, you can go to www.theleahsteele.com, click on offerings, scroll down till you see Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game course, click on there, and that will take you to the lead page. The coupon code again is EB Money. EB Money, all capitals. That will save you $111 off. Early bird ends on Sunday. This contest ends on Sunday, so jump in, dive in, do the thing. Let's see. I'm gonna just check one more time. For some reason, Facebook is having the problems today. It's Mercury retrograde actually hates Mark Zuckerberg. It might be because he books people. We won't say that out loud though, because we might get in trouble. For those of you on Instagram, my website is actually in my bio, so you can go click that, click offerings, go to Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game. She just posted it, Anya. She posted the link right above, and then the coupon code. And okay, here. Oh yeah, we did talk about it. We talked about the things. We talked about all the things that we talked about some of the things, certainly not all of the things, but we talked about some of the things that we're going to be covering in Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game. It will be 4 weeks. It will be 4 weeks in April, and 4 weeks in April, starting $444 until Sunday with the coupon code. Yeah. So again, money is an energetic frequency and how we match ours to it, meditations, mantras, identifying and clearing your current money identity, your why, understanding manifestation or how to keep from manifesting shit you hate or shit you don't want, mastering the multiple manifestation tools, surrendering, EFT tapping for receiving, group intention circle, self-worth and negative self-talk correlation. That's the languaging stuff that we were talking about today, right? Rituals, feminine versus masculine receiving. This program is open to men and women, by the way. The universal law of giving, money tracking, the art of holding on loosely, and then we will be doing a big part on education around the programming and the conditioning that has been put into you since you were a child, right? When you were very first came to this planet, so that you can understand how to make your own decisions around manifesting money, wealth, and receiving. We're really looking at the spiritual money game here. We're really looking at the magic. We're really looking at the universal laws. I am really, really, really passionate about changing this stuff. Money is our birthright, and wealth is our birthright. And we deserve to have everything we deeply desire. And when we get our mindset around that, and when we get our inner game right and aligned with that, the sky is the limit. So if you're feeling called to join me in either of my programs, please private message me. I'm happy to talk or answer questions. You've got the link. We've obviously been on an hour because we just got kicked off of Instagram. So I'm going to go eat my lunch and update this sales page for you guys, and have an amazing day, morning, evening. Budgeting, languaging, and debt. That's it. Mwah. Have an amazing day, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world as you are watching this live stream or you're watching the replay.